Welcome back everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to spatchcock and cook a whole turkey. All right, so we've got our turkey here. It's a size 34, so 3.4 kilos. We're just going to turn this over and now we're just going to spatchcock it. So I really recommend getting a good set of kitchen shears. Now we're just going to start at the back end and we're just going to remove this backbone here. And there you have it. You can put that aside. We can just trim out any excess skin and fat while we're here as well. And then what I like to do is just make a little incision down the center of that breastbone, and then we can flip it over. And you just want to place your hand right on top of those two breasts, press down and flatten this bird out. All right, it's as easy as that. I love doing a spatchcock turkey because it pretty much halves your cooking time and your bird tends to cook a lot more even as well. So what we're going to do next is inject it. All right, so you don't need anything fancy for an injection. I'm just using straight up low sodium chicken broth, and we're really going to focus on injecting this breast meat as that's going to be most prone to drying out, but we will be injecting the rest of the turkey as well. So I'm just going to move these wings out of the way and we'll start injecting these breasts. All right, now I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is just transfer it into the fridge. And that'll just let that injection settle in for a couple of hours. All right, our turkey's just about ready to come out, but before we do that, let's set our barbecue up. All right, so we're going to be using our Bronco Pro today. We'll start by opening the lid, taking our cooking grate off. Then we'll take our heat deflector out and fill up our charcoal basket. Now, it's not going to be a massive cook today, so that charcoal basket is just under half full. Next thing we're going to do is bury some firelighters in there and light them up. And now we've got about 10 to 15 minutes before they're going to be ready. So we use that time to season up this turkey. All right, so before we season this turkey, I just want to say, make sure you're always practicing good hygiene. I'm always washing down my cutting board and washing my hands in between everything else I'm doing. It's especially important when handling poultry. But for now, we're going to get this turkey seasoned up. I'm going to be using some of our lamb layup rub, but if you've got another favorite rub, feel free to use that. I'm going to get started on this underside. This rub's got some beautiful herby and garlic notes to it. Obviously, it's great on lamb. We've had it on kangaroo, duck, venison, and it's amazing on turkey as well. All right, now we'll flip it over. Make sure you're moving all those portions around so you can season all of that skin. All right, now we'll come back when those briquettes are ready to set the rest of this smoker up. All right, and after about 15 minutes, our firelighters have burnt out nicely. There's a good amount of heat coming out of there. So now we can shut our lid and make sure both of our vents are wide open. And now we want to bring our barbecue up to temperature. For this cook, I'm going to run at around the 300 Fahrenheit or 150 Celsius range. So once we get up to just below that temperature, we'll come back. All right, we are pretty much at temperature. We've got a beautiful chunk of pecan from Natural Smoke ready, but if you've got another favorite smoking wood for turkey, feel free to use that. So we'll open our lid back up, get our smoking wood on, get our heat deflector back in, then our cooking grate. You can smell that beautiful pecan already. And then we'll lay down our beautiful turkey. And we'll shut our lid and let this start smoking away. All right, so for a whole turkey at that size, cooking at that temperature, I'd usually allow for about an hour per kilo. So at around the 3.5 kilo mark, that bird would usually take around 3.5 to 4 hours. But because we've spatchcocked it, we've halved that thickness, we're going to get this cooked down to around 2 to 2.5 hours. But as always, we're going to be using time as a guide and we're going to be cooking this to internal temperature. I'm going to be looking for 165 Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius in the thickest part of those breasts. And there's a lot more fat in all the other cuts, so I'm not fussed if they go up to even 185 Fahrenheit or 85 degrees Celsius. And if you didn't have a smoker, you can follow along to the temperature guides in this video if you wanted to use your oven or gas barbecue too. So we'll let this turkey smoke away for a while now and we'll check back once we're a bit further into this cook. All right, an hour and a half in, this is looking amazing. The skin is nice and crispy. Let's just check the internals. Right in there, we're at about 150 Fahrenheit internal. So I reckon this is still going to be another half an hour to 45 minutes. So we'll close our lid, let it keep going and check back in when it's done. All right, so we are now at 74 degrees Celsius in the breast and about 85 degrees Celsius in the legs and thighs. So we can get this out and onto our cutting bench. Now I'm just going to let that rest for 5 minutes, then we'll come back to slice it up. All right, and now it's time to portion it up. I like to just get a nice big knife. We can go straight down the middle Then we can separate the wing and breast from the drum and thigh. Oh my gosh, look at all that juice coming out. Then if you wanted to, you can separate the thighs from the legs and the wings from the breast, but I'm happy with that. Crispy skin, beautiful tender meat. Love the flavour of that rub, that subtle smoke flavour from that pecan. That is amazing. So there you have it, how to spatchcock and cook a whole turkey. That only took around 2 hours, so a really quick cook for a turkey that size. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below. But for now, that's the end of the video. So thanks for watching. Shout out to all my YouTube members. I hope you're enjoying all the special perks and early access videos, and I'll see you all next time.